Good news to Carrington. Manchester United scouts are on the trail of a talented Serbian teenager who is being compared to Paul Pogba and Jude Bellingham. The Red Devils' search for fresh talent to overhaul an attack, set to record their lowest tally of league goals in over 30 years, has taken them to Belgrade. Ruben Amorim's spies have identified 17-year-old Partizan Belgrade midfielder Ognjen Ugresic as a future prospect worth further inspection. According to reports, United have been to see him live in recent weeks after he made his first Serbian Super League start in early April. Ugresic scored his first top-flight goal in a 3-1 win over Radnički Nis last weekend, and if he continues to impress, may soon be on the wanted lists of every major European club. His agent certainly thinks so, as Ostoja Stjepanovic confirmed that several big names, including some from Serie A, have made inquiries. But the former Macedonia international believes it is too soon for Ugresic to leave Partizan. Stjepanovic said, "I can confirm that the media reports are based on reality. There is interest in him from several sides. Not only Manchester United scouts are following his development, there are also teams from Serie A. However, it is too early for him to change his environment now, because in the coming seasons he should get the opportunity to play for Partizan and further develop and progress." Although protective of his client, the agent is not afraid of drawing comparisons between the youngster and two of the best central midfielders to have graced the game in the last decade. His style is similar to Jude Bellingham, or to some extent Paul Pogba, he told Nemzeti Sport. His technique is exceptional, but he also has speed despite his height. He plays behind the strikers, has good vision, participates in actions, is intelligent. He has developed a lot under the leadership of Srdan Blagojevic, but he still needs time. "We have been working together for 3.5 years. I see huge potential in him." His parents and he made a lot of sacrifices to get to the Partizan first team. They traveled 3 hours by car and back every day to training. As Manchester United's scouting department is actively monitoring 18-year-old Serbian midfielder Ognjen Ugresic, who has been drawing comparisons to Jude Bellingham and Paul Pogba due to his exceptional technique, vision and physical attributes. Ugresic, currently playing for Partizan Belgrade, made his Serbian Super League debut in early April and recently scored his first top-flight goal in a 3-1 victory over Radnički Nis. United's interest has been formalized with a letter of intent sent to Partizan, indicating that Ugresic is a top priority for the club's future plans. His agent, Ostoja Stjepanovic, confirmed that several major European clubs, including teams from Serie A, are also tracking the young talent. However, Stjepanovic believes it's premature for Ugresic to move abroad, emphasizing the importance of continued development at Partizan. In addition to his club performances, Ugresic has impressed on the international stage, contributing a goal and 2 assists during Serbia's U19 European Championship qualifiers. His emergence is seen as a testament to Partizan's enduring ability to develop top-tier talent, even amid recent skepticism about the club's youth academy. As Manchester United looks to revamp its squad and invest in young prospects, Ugresic's profile aligns with the club's strategic focus on nurturing future stars. While a transfer may not be imminent, United's proactive approach suggests they are keen to secure his services when the timing is right. With Manchester United's attack struggling, just 22 Premier League goals this season, the club's lowest tally in over 30 years, Ruben Amorim has prioritized athletic, technical midfielders who can press, create and score. Ugresic fits this mold. He combines exceptional technique with surprising turn of pace, despite standing 6 feet 1 inch. Sources report that United have sent a formal letter of intent to Partizan, signaling their intent to monitor his progress closely and potentially negotiate a future transfer attacking football. Agent Ostoja Stjepanovic has not shied away from lofty comparisons, likening Ugresic's style to both Jude Bellingham and Paul Pogba. He highlighted Ugresic's exceptional technique, good vision, and intelligence on the ball, traits that allow him to play behind the strikers and influence both phases of play. Statistical analysis shows he averages 2.1 progressive passes and 1.8 successful tackles per 90 minutes in the Serbian Superliga, numbers comparable to those produced by top U23 midfielders in Europe's elite leagues. While acknowledging broad interest, including Serie A scouts, Stjepanovic insists it is too early for Ugresic to leave Partizan. Manchester United receive huge double injury boost, as Athletic Bilbao training squad revealed. Manchester United have trained at Carrington on the eve of their Europa League semi-final first leg against Athletic Club in Spain. Amad and Matthijs de Ligt took part in Manchester United training ahead of the clash with Athletic Bilbao. Amad picked up an ankle injury in training in February, and Ruben Amorim feared he could be ruled out for the rest of the season, but the winger has made substantial progress in his recovery. The 22-year-old's rehabilitation has gone well, and he could be available to face Athletic Bilbao on Thursday night. De Ligt could also be involved for the first time since he picked up an ankle injury in the defeat to Nottingham Forest on April 1st. Amorim's side trained in glorious sunshine at Carrington on Wednesday as they fine-tuned preparations for their biggest game of the season so far. They will fly to Spain later today, and Amorim will hold his pre-match press conference at San Mamés this evening. Chido Obi was involved in the session, but he is not eligible to play in the Europa League and won't be included in the squad, although other academy youngsters could make the bench. Harry Maguire, Jadon Camerson, Sekou Kone and Bendito Mantato took part in the session, while Toby Collier trained away from the main group as he looks to recover from a muscle injury. United head to the Basque country, knowing their season now depends on success in the Europa League. Not only is it their only route to a trophy, but victory in the final later in May would book a spot in next season's Champions League. Qualification for European football has long been impossible through the Premier League after a disastrous domestic campaign, but Europe has offered salvation with knockout wins against Real Sociedad and Lyon. The last four showdown with Athletic is easily the toughest assignment so far. Not only do Ernesto Valverde's side sit fourth in La Liga, with a spot in next season's Champions League looking secure, but they have the added motivation of trying to secure a spot in a final that will be played at their San Mamés stadium. Manchester United have received a timely fitness lift ahead of Thursday's Europa League semi-final first leg at Athletic Bilbao, with both Amad Diallo and Matthijs de Ligt taking part in Wednesday's training session at Carrington. Amad, who suffered an ankle injury in February and looked set to miss the remainder of the campaign, has made substantial progress in rehabilitation and is now in contention to feature at San Mamés. De Ligt, sidelined since picking up his own ankle problem in the 1-0 loss to Nottingham Forest on April 1st, also joined the group, offering Amorim a potential reintegration of his first-choice centre-back for United's biggest match of the season so far. United's preparations took place under glorious sunshine as Amorim's squad fine-tuned their pressing patterns and set-piece routines ahead of an overnight flight to Bilbao. While academy forward Chido Obi participated in training, he remains cup-tied for European competition and will not be included in the matchday squad. However, defenders Harry Maguire, Jadon Camerson, Sekou Kone and wingback Bendito Mantato all trained with the group and could push for places on the bench official Manchester United website. Toby Collier continued his individual recovery work away from the main group as he nurses a muscle injury official Manchester United website. Amorim's session emphasized transitional pressing, winning the ball high up, and quick vertical combinations. Hallmarks of his sporting CP teams. Video clips show United working on coordinated triggers between midfield and front three, likely to be deployed against Athletic's possession-heavy build-up. Set-piece defending also featured prominently, as Athletic's aerial threat from dead balls is well documented. Victory at San Mamés would represent one of United's most significant European triumphs in recent memory, swinging momentum back in their favour after a season of domestic disappointment. Athletic, sitting fourth in La Liga and unbeaten in their own stadium in European competition, pose a formidable challenge. Yet the return of Amad and De Ligt, coupled with the energy injected by academy prospects in training, gives Amorim more options and fresh impetus as United chase a European final and the lifeline of Champions League qualification. Amad Diallo's unexpected recovery has been the standout positive. After an ankle ligament tear in February, early prognosis feared a season-ending layoff, but images from Carrington show him moving freely in the same drills as De Ligt, first-team pressing exercises, crossing patterns and finishing routines, suggesting he could be named among the substitutes in Spain goalkeepers. Onana, Baindir, Heaton, Mee. Defenders, Mazraoui, Shaw, Maguire, Yoro, De Ligt, Lindelof, Evans, Fredrickson, Dorgu, Amas, the 21 Manchester United youngsters who could impress Ruben Amorim in pre-season. Manchester United have a huge games against Athletic Bilbao coming up, but conversations about pre-season have taken place. Manchester United's focus is on winning the Europa League to salvage the season. But conversations have taken place about pre-season, and dialogue has begun to discuss which youngsters from the academy will make the pre-season tour squad in the United States. United are set to play against Leeds in Stockholm before flying to the United States, where they will play West Ham, Bournemouth and West Ham in the Premier League Summer Series. The Leeds game will be an opportunity for a large number of academy players to impress, and then a handful will be taken to the USA to supplement the first-team squad for the friendlies. Jadon Camerson has been exceptional for the under-18s this season. His performance against Arsenal in the FA Youth Cup quarter-finals was superb, and he has been involved in senior training at Carrington. Camerson, who could play in the right wing-back role in Amorim's system, was named on the bench for both of United's games against Lyon earlier this month, and he has a bright future. Harry Maguire Harry Maguire made his debut against Leicester at the King Power Stadium and his first start for United against Newcastle. Maguire has looked comfortable at the top level, and his recent performances have suggested he could play a permanent role in the senior squad next term. Chido Obi. Chido Obi has a huge profile due to his prolific goal-scoring record in academy matches. Amorim has given Obi a handful of cameos, and he is certain to feature in pre-season this summer. The 17-year-old still has improvements to make, and his ceiling is far from being reached. Ellie Harrison. Ellie Harrison is probably the most highly regarded goalkeeper to come through the academy since Dean Henderson, and his distribution is a strength which will stand him in good stead. Harrison spent the first half of the season on loan with Chester before being recalled to United in January. He kept 7 clean sheets in 18 starts and conceded just 16 goals in that period. Ethan Ennis. Ethan Ennis was the under-21's top goalscorer before leaving in the winter window to join Doncaster on loan, and he has been part of a league-winning side during his time there. Ennis is a natural winger and would have to adapt to play in the number 10 role, but he's an excellent forward player and continues to go from strength to strength with his development. Tyler Fredrickson. Tyler Fredrickson made his debut in the 1-0 defeat to Wolves, and he didn't put a foot wrong during his first appearance. Fredrickson was highly rated before a serious injury, and he could now make up for lost time. Godwill Kukonki. Godwill Kukonki has been given a taste of the senior setup this season, despite only recently turning 17, and he is seen as someone who would excel playing in Amorim's system. Kukonki is a left-footed centre-back, and they are worth their weight in gold in the modern game. Jack Morehouse. Jack Morehouse's injury problems seem to be behind him. He is a special ball carrier. He drives the U21s into dangerous areas and has been named in 4 first-team matchday squads. Morehouse is a perfect fit to play in one of the number 10 roles in Amorim's system, and he's one of a few youngsters who have caught the attention of United's head coach over the last few months. Mantato is considered a rising star in the academy, and the men reported in November that his chances of breaking into the first team had been increased by Amorim's arrival because he has the ideal blend of qualities to play at wing-back. Mantato formerly played at left-back in academy fixtures, but he's gradually progressed to predominantly play on the right wing, meaning he's got quality in defensive and attacking areas. Jack Kingdon. Jack Kingdon was part of a hugely successful U18 side last season. The centre-back continues to take great strides forward in his development and has been excellent on loan with Rochdale. Kingdon has helped Rochdale reach the National League playoffs and will push for a place on tour. Shea Lacey. Shea Lacey missed time on the pitch in the first of the season due to injury, and he's been carefully handled in the last few months to ensure he can be primed for a clear run at next season. Lacey has big potential, and he will be desperate to show what he can do in pre-season. The youngster has already been compared to Phil Foden, and he has a wand of a left foot. Sekou Kone. Sekou Kone essentially had his own pre-season after missing a lot of time training while his transfer process went on, which explained why he only made his first academy start in November. Academy staff have helped him settle by learning French to communicate in his mother tongue. Kone has looked better each month, improving physically and adapting to the demands of English football. Reds drops on comment, how you react on Garnacho, dropped out for Cunha swap. Let's dive on story. Alejandro Garnacho told to leave Man United as Matheus Cunha verdict issued. Former Premier League defender Bacary Sagna has delivered his thoughts on Alejandro Garnacho's future and Manchester United's interest in Wolves star Matheus Cunha. Alejandro Garnacho has been urged to leave Manchester United this summer, while concerns have been raised over the Red Devils' interest in Matheus Cunha. United are set for a big summer in the transfer market, with Ruben Amorim looking to revamp his squad after a lackluster campaign. United currently sit 14th and are set for their worst-ever Premier League finish, although they could still qualify for next season's Champions League if they win the Europa League. Both incomings and outgoings are expected this summer, and United are pushing ahead with a £62.5 million move for Cunha. The forward has been a key player for Wolves this season, netting 12 league goals, but former Arsenal and Manchester City defender Bacary Sagna is not convinced a move to Old Trafford is the right one for Cunha. Playing for Wolves and playing for Manchester United are both different types of pressure, Sagna told Paddy Power. It's about how you're going to cope with that pressure, with your teammates and a different atmosphere. Matheus Cunha is a top player and is very creative. He is very fast on the ball when he plays for Brazil. It would be a good signing, but I'm not sure if it is the right signing for Manchester United. Any player can have a good impact at Manchester United. It's not only about one player, it's about the whole team. It will still be an amazing signing, but if it means that it's on him only to turn the old squad to a successful one, then I'm not sure. Sagna also suggested Garnacho should look to leave Old Trafford this summer, claiming United is not the right fit for the 20-year-old. Manchester United need to refresh their team, Sagna added. Mason Mount didn't give the impact that they expected, so he might leave. We didn't see much of him. I think it's the right time for Alejandro Garnacho to move on too. He started well, but he is at a stage where he needs to be playing more consistently. It doesn't seem right for him to be at Manchester United. The defense is aging, so maybe bring in more young and fresh players. You can't change the whole team, but they need to focus on the goalkeeper first of all. They need a keeper that doesn't play out with his feet. A keeper must dive and stop the balls. Nowadays, people and coaches are too focused on someone that can play with their feet. Before you can play with your feet, you need to stop taking too many risks. Manchester United have been making too many mistakes and are conceding too many goals. Manchester United face critical decisions this summer as they plot a squad overhaul under Ruben Amorim. Former Arsenal and Manchester City defender Bakary Sagna has weighed in on two pivotal issues: the wisdom of signing Wolves forward Matheus Cunha and the future of rising winger Alejandro Garnacho. Sagna praises Cunha's raw talent, but questions whether any individual can thrive in United's unsettled environment, while urging Garnacho, United's homegrown prospect, to seek regular football elsewhere. Below, we dissect Sagna's verdicts, Cunha's profile, Garnacho's development stage, and the broader challenges United must address as they chase both Europa League success and a rebuild. Playing for Wolves and playing for Manchester United are both different types of pressure, Sagna told Paddy Power, warning that Cunha may struggle to adapt to Old Trafford's unique demands. He acknowledged Cunha as a top player, lauding his creativity and pace for both club and Brazil. Yet Sagna cautioned that United's current squad are just not strong or quick enough, and stressed that if it means that it's on him only to turn the old squad to a successful one, then I'm not sure. Sagna's comments echo Paul Scholes' recent warning that even elite recruits would struggle coming into this team at the minute due to systemic dysfunction and unclear roles. Cunha has scored 12 Premier League goals for Wolves this season, but Sagna's doubt centres on whether Amorim's squad can provide the platform he needs, or if the weight of expectation will hinder his impact. On Garnacho, Sagna was equally forthright. I think it's the right time for Alejandro Garnacho to move on too. He started well, but he is at a stage where he needs to be playing more consistently. It doesn't seem right for him to be at Manchester United. Garnacho burst onto the scene as a dynamic 18-year-old, scoring key goals in cup finals and earning praise for his directness. Yet under Amorim this season, he has struggled for minutes, prompting Sagna to argue that United's need to refresh their team may leave Garnacho peripheral and stifle his development.